소피어 어저스티드 더 스카우프 어라운드 허 넥 에즈 시 스테프트 아웃 오브 더 캐밴드 안투 더 비지 사이도. 더 하스피텔 룸드 어헤드. A 타워링 스트럭처 오브 글래스 앤드 스틸 데트 리플렉티드 더 그레이 스카이즈 어버브. 허 체스트 타이턴드 위드 A 믹스처 오브 앤티서페이션 앤드 애프리헨션. 시 헤이티드 하스피텔즈. not for what they represented but for the memories they carried. This visit wasn't just about addressing the growing pain in her side. It was about confronting a system that had failed her too many times before. As she entered the bustling lobby, the sterile smell of disinfectant filled her nose. Nurses and doctors moved with practiced urgency. Their faces etched with focus. Sophia approached the reception desk, her heart pounding. A middle-aged woman in scrubs looked up, her expression lunar. Good afternoon, Sophia said, her voice steady despite the anxiety gnawing at her. I need to see a doctor. I've been having severe abdominal pain for the past few days. The receptionist glanced at her. Then at the ID Sophia slid across the desk. There was a brief pause, a hesitation so subtle it might have gone unnoticed by anyone else. But Sophia felt it. A familiar sting that pierced through her composure. Do you have insurance? The woman asked, her tone polite but clipped. I do, Sophia replied, pulling her insurance card from her wallet. The receptionist took the card, typing quickly into the computer. As she walked, her demeanor shifted. Her professional mask slipping just enough for Sophia to catch the flicker of judgment in her eyes. And she finally spoke again. Her tone had hardened. It might be a while before we can see you, she said, handing back the card. You're very busy today. Sophia swallowed the lump in her throat, her frustration building. That's fine. I'll eat. She took a seat in the corner of the waiting area, clutching her bag tightly. The minutes stretched into hours, and the self-pain in her side became harder to ignore. Around her, patients walked back one by one, their names echoing through the sterile air. But Sophia's name was never called. Finally, unable to bear the discomfort any longer, she approached the desk again. Excuse me, she said, her voice trembling with both pain and frustration. It's been over 3 hours. Can someone please see me? The receptionist didn't look up. I told you we were busy. You'll just have to eat. Sophia's patience snapped. This is unacceptable, she said, her voice rising. I'm in pain, and I need medical attention. You can't just ignore me. At that moment, a security guard appeared. His presence was intimidating and unnecessary. Is there a problem here? He asked, his gaze shifting with Sophia and the receptionist. Before Sophia could respond, the receptionist spoke. She's being disruptive, she said, her tone dripping with annoyance. We're doing our best to accommodate everyone, but she's not being patient. Sophia felt her face flush with anger and humiliation. I'm not being disruptive, she said firmly. I'm just asking for the care I'm entitled to. The guard didn't respond, but his stance made it clear whose side he was on. Feeling the weight of every judgmental stare in the room, Sophia gathered her belongings and left. The cold air outside stung her cheeks, but it was nothing compared to the ache in her chest. This wasn't the first time she had been dismissed, ignored, or treated as less than. It was a pattern she had faced her entire life, from the whispers behind her back to the outright discrimination she endured in public spaces. But this time, it felt different. This time, it felt like a line had been crossed. As she walked back to her apartment, Sophia's mind raced. The pain in her side was still there, but now it was joined by a burning determination. She had spent too long accepting the Aishing's war. It was time to change that. Over the next few days, Sophia sought treatment at a smaller clinic. Where she was finally diagnosed with a condition that required surgery. The care she received there was compassionate and professional. A stark contrast to her experience at the hospital. But even as she recovered, she couldn't shake the memory of what had happened. The injustice of it lingered, fueling a desire to do something about it. She began researching the hospital, digging into its policies, its history, and its leadership. What she found was a tangled web of bureaucracy and outdated practices, a system that seemed designed to fail people like her. It wasn't just about her experience, it was about the countless others who had been turned away, ignored, or mistreated because they didn't fit into the system's narrow mold. Sophia decided she wouldn't stay silent. She started by sharing her story online, writing an open letter that detailed her experience and called out the hospital for its failures. Her post quickly gained traction, resonating with people who had faced similar struggles. Messages of support poured in, along with stories of others who had been treated unfairly. But Sophia didn't stop there. She reached out to local advocacy groups, connecting with activists who were fighting for healthcare reform and equality. Together, they organized protests, held press conferences, and demanded accountability from the hospital's leadership. Sophia's voice became a rallying cry, her determination inspiring others to join the fight. At first, the hospital tried to dismiss her. They issued generic statements about their commitment to inclusivity and patient care, but the public wasn't buying it. The pressure mounted as media outlets picked up the story, shining a spotlight on the systemic issues Sophia had exposed. Then, something unexpected happened. A former employee of the hospital came forward, providing documents that revealed years of discriminatory practices and patient neglect. The revelations were damning, sparking outrage and leading to calls for a complete overhaul of the hospital's leadership. The news of the hospital's internal failings spread like wildfire, igniting a public outcry that couldn't be ignored. Sophia's story, once a personal fight for dignity, became a symbol of resistance against systemic inequities in healthcare. Her open letter was featured in national headlines, and invitations to speak at panels and advocacy events poured in. Sophia, who had spent much of her life shying away from the spotlight, found herself standing in front of microphones, cameras, and crowds. At first, she felt out of place, unsure of her ability to articulate the depths of her pain and the urgency of her cause. But each time she spoke, her confidence grew. Her words resonated with audiences, her voice unwavering as she described the injustices she and others had faced. She didn't just speak for herself, she spoke for the countless individuals who had been silenced, overlooked, and denied the care they deserved. I was denied treatment because of who I am, she said during a televised interview. But this isn't just about me. It's about a system that fails to see our humanity. That's what we're fighting to change. The momentum of her movement was undeniable. Protests outside the hospital grew larger by the day, drawing support from community leaders, healthcare workers, and activists from all walks of life. Signs reading healthcare is a human right and dignity for all patients filled the streets, their messages echoing Sophia's call for reform. Faced with mounting pressure, the hospital's board of directors finally broke their silence. They announced a series of changes, including a review of discriminatory practices and the resignation of several high-ranking executives. While the news was a step in the right direction, Sophia knew it wasn't enough. Real change required more than a few token gestures. It required a complete transformation of the institution's culture and policies. Sophia continued to push forward, her resolve unshaken. She worked closely with advocacy groups to draft proposals for healthcare reform, focusing on measures to ensure inclusivity, accountability, and patient rights. Her background in organizational management, once a career path she had abandoned due to discrimination, became an asset as she navigated the complexities of policy change. But the road wasn't without its challenges. Critics dismissed her as overly idealistic, questioning her qualifications and motives. Others attempted to discredit her by dredging up her past, framing her identity as a liability rather than a strength. These attacks stung, but they only fueled her determination. I'm not here to prove myself to those who refuse to see the truth, she said during a heated debate on live television. I'm here to fight for the people who deserve better, for the patients who've been ignored and the lives that could have been saved. Her words struck a chord, galvanizing her supporters and silencing many of her detractors. As the movement gained traction, donations poured in to support her initiatives, allowing her to expand her efforts and reach more communities. Sophia's vision for a better healthcare system began to take shape, one that prioritized compassion, equality, and access for all. Then, an unexpected opportunity arose. A group of investors, inspired by Sophia's leadership and dedication, approached her with a proposal. They wanted to purchase the hospital and put her at the helm. The idea was both thrilling and terrifying. Sophia had never imagined herself in such a position, let alone leading the very institution that had once turned her away. Why me? She asked during a meeting with the investors. Because you understand what's at stake, one of them replied. You've lived it, and you've shown the world that change is possible. After days of reflection and discussions with her closest confidants, Sophia made her decision. She would take on the role, not for power or recognition, but for the chance to create the kind of institution she had always dreamed of, a hospital that treated every patient with dignity and respect, regardless of who they were. The transition wasn't easy. Sophia faced resistance from staff who were wary of her leadership and skeptical of her vision. But she approached the challenge with the same determination that had carried her through the fight for justice. She met with employees individually, listened to their concerns, and worked tirelessly to build trust. Under her leadership, the hospital underwent a dramatic transformation. Policies were overhauled to ensure inclusivity and accountability, and training programs were implemented to address biases and promote empathy among staff. Community outreach initiatives were launched to provide care to underserved populations, and patients were encouraged to share feedback that informed ongoing improvements. Sophia's efforts didn't go unnoticed. The hospital became a model of excellence, earning national recognition for its innovative practices and commitment to equity. Former critics acknowledged the impact of her leadership, and patients who had once been marginalized found a safe haven within its walls. But for Sophia, the true reward wasn't the accolades. It was the moments when she saw lives transformed. It was the look of relief on a patient's face and they received the care they needed without fear of judgment. It was the gratitude of families who felt seen and valued. And it was the knowledge that, in some small way, she had helped create a world where everyone could find healing. Sophia's journey as the head of the 하스피텔 워즈 너싱 슈어트 오브 트랜스포어머티브 위드 에브리 체인지 시 임플러멘티드 더 인스터투션 그루 클로서 투 더 비전 시 헤드 캐리드 신스 더 데이 시 워즈 디나잇 케어 와트 원스 워즈 에이 심벨 오브 이니퀄러티 앤드 익스클루전 비케임 에이 비컨 오브 호프 앤드 에이 마델 포 어더즈 투 팔로 더 하스피텔즈 뉴 팔러시즈 세트 에이 스탠다드 포 인클로시버티 인슈링 데트 에브리 페이션트 워즈 트리티드 위드 리스펙트 앤드 디그너티 소피어 인트로두스트 에이 더버서티 카운셀 컴포즈드 오브 헬스케어 프로페셔널즈 페이션츠 앤드 커뮤니티 리더즈 투 어드바이즈 온 프랙티시즈 앤드 팔러시즈 시 올소 스피어헤디드 이니셔티브즈 투 메이크 헬스케어 모어 액세서벨 서치 에즈 모벨 클리닉스 데트 트래벨드 투 언더서브드 에리어즈 앤드 텔러헬스 서비스 포 도즈 어네이벨 투 비지트 인퍼선 소피어즈 리더시프 익스텐디드 비안드 더 올즈 오브 더 하스피텔 시 프리퀀트리 스포겟 내셔널 캄퍼런시즈 세링 허 익스피리언시즈 앤드 에드버케이팅 포 시스테믹 체인지즈 인 헬스케어 허 워즈즈 캐리드 에잇 not because of her title but because of her authenticity she didn't just speak about change she embodied it one of her most ambitious projects was the creation of a scholarship program for aspiring healthcare professionals from marginalized communities. The program aimed to address disparities in representation within the medical field, ensuring that future generations of doctors, nurses, and administrators would reflect the diversity of the populations they served. Despite her many successes, Sophia never lost sight of the personal connections that fueled her mission. She made it a point to spend time with patients, listening to their stories and understanding their needs. Her presence was a source of comfort and inspiration, a reminder that they were more than just cases or charts, they were human beings deserving of compassion. One day, as Sophia made her rounds, she encountered a young transgender man named Alex who had been admitted for a routine procedure. Nervous and unsure, Alex hesitated and Sophia entered the room. But as she introduced herself and shared a bit of her own story, his demeanor softened. I've heard about you, Alex said, his voice filled with a mix of awe and relief. I didn't think people like you, or places like this really existed. Sophia smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. We exist, and we're here for you. Moments like these reaffirmed the importance of her work. Each life touched, each barrier broken, was a step toward the world she envisioned, a world where healthcare was a right, not a privilege, and where every individual was seen for who they were, not what society expected them to be. But as much as Sophia focused on the present, she also looked toward the future. She began collaborating with policymakers and advocacy groups to push for broader reforms, addressing the systemic issues that plagued the healthcare system as a whole. Her efforts were met with resistance, but she remained undeterred. She had faced obstacles before, and she knew that change was rarely easy. The hospital's transformation drew attention from media outlets, advocacy organizations, and even government officials. Sophia was invited to the White House to discuss her work, a moment that felt surreal given the journey she had taken. As she sat across from leaders and policymakers, she spoke with the same passion and clarity that had guided her from the beginning. This isn't just about one hospital, she said. It's about creating a system that values every life equally. It's about ensuring that no one is ever denied care because of who they are. Her words resonated, sparking discussions and inspiring action. Policies began to shift, and hospitals across the country started adopting practices modeled after Sophia's leadership. What had once been a personal fight for dignity became a catalyst for national change. Years later, the hospital celebrated its 10th anniversary under Sophia's leadership. The event was attended by staff, patients, community members, and supporters from around the country. As Sophia stood on the stage, addressing the crowd, she reflected on the journey that had brought her here. This hospital represents more than just healing, she said, her voice steady and filled with emotion. It represents resilience, hope, and the power of community. Together, we've shown that when we stand up for what's right, we can create a better world not just for ourselves, but for everyone. The audience erupted into applause. Their faces a mix of pride and gratitude. Sophia looked out at them, her heart full. She knew that the fight for equality was far from over, but she also knew that progress was possible. Her journey had proven that one voice, and amplified by courage and compassion, could spark a movement. As the celebration continued, Sophia took a moment to step outside, the cool evening air refreshing against her skin. She looked up at the stars, her thoughts drifting back to the day she had been turned away from this very hospital. The pain and humiliation she had felt then was still vivid, but so was the determination that had carried her forward. 생유, she whispered, not to anyone in particular but to the universe itself. For the challenges that had saved her, for the people who had stood by her, and for the chance to turn her pain into purpose. In that quiet moment, Sophia felt at peace. She had taken the hurt and injustice she had endured and transformed it into something meaningful, something that would outlive her and continue to make a difference long after she was gone. And as she turned back toward the celebration, her heart filled with hope. She knew that her story was far from over. It was only the beginning of a legacy that would inspire generations to come. Sophia's legacy continued to grow, not just through the hospital but through the countless lives she had touched. Over the years, her work expanded beyond the walls of her institution. She established a foundation dedicated to healthcare equity, aiming to dismantle barriers and create systems that served everyone, regardless of their identity or circumstances. The foundation funded programs in underserved communities, supported research into inclusive medical practices, and provided scholarships for marginalized individuals pursuing careers in healthcare. One of Sophia's proudest moments came when the hospital was renamed in her honor. The Sophia Carter Center for Healing and Equity became a symbol of hope, a reminder that change was possible even in the face of adversity. The dedication ceremony was attended by community members, activists, healthcare professionals, and even patients who had experienced the transformation firsthand. During her speech, Sophia spoke with a heartfelt honesty that had become her hallmark. This isn't just my story, she said, her voice carrying over the crowd. It's the story of everyone who has ever felt unseen, unheard, or unworthy. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we refuse to accept the status quo and work together to build something better. As she stepped down from the podium, she was met with tearful embraces and heartfelt words of gratitude. People shared their stories with her, tales of how the hospital and her advocacy had changed their lives. Each story reaffirmed Sophia's belief in the power of compassion and the importance of fighting for justice. But Sophia's journey wasn't without challenges. The systemic issues she sought to address were deeply entrenched, and progress often came slowly. There were moments of frustration, times when the obstacles felt insurmountable. Yet, through it all, she remained steadfast, drawing strength from the people who stood alongside her. Her work also inspired a new generation of leaders. Young activists, healthcare workers, and community organizers looked to Sophia as a mentor and role model. She took the time to guide them, selling her experiences and encouraging them to pursue their own visions of change. You don't need to have all the answers, she would tell them. Just need the courage to start. One of her mentors, a young doctor named Malik, exemplified the impact of her mentorship. Having experienced discrimination himself, Malik was driven to create a clinic focused on providing culturally competent care. When he reached out to Sophia for guidance, she not only offered her support but helped secure funding and resources for his project. Years later, the clinic became a vital resource for the community, embodying the values Sophia had instilled. As the years passed, Sophia's influence extended far beyond her local community. She was invited to speak at international conferences, where she shared her insights and advocated for global healthcare reform. Her foundation established partnerships with organizations around the world, addressing disparities in care and promoting equity on a larger scale. Despite her many accomplishments, Sophia remained humble. She continued to visit the hospital regularly, taking the time to connect with patients and staff. She cherished these moments, knowing that they were the heart of her work. Whether it was sitting with a nervous patient before surgery or listening to a nurse share their challenges, Sophia made everyone feel seen and valued. In her later years, Sophia began to reflect on her journey with a sense of fulfillment. She had turned a moment of rejection and pain into a lifelong mission of healing and empowerment. What had started as a personal fight for dignity had become a movement that transcended borders and inspired change on a global scale. One evening, as she sat in her office overlooking the city, she received a letter from a young woman named Emma. The letter was simple yet profound, expressing gratitude for the care Emma had received at the hospital. Because of you, it read, I felt safe. I felt worthy. Thank you for building a place where people like me can find hope. Sophia held the letter close, her heart swelling with emotion. It was a reminder of why she had fought so hard, why she had refused to give up even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Every life touched, every barrier broken, was a testament to the power of resilience and compassion. As she gazed out at the city lights, Sophia felt a deep sense of peace. She knew that her work had made a difference, that the seeds she had planted would continue to grow long after she was gone. And in that moment, she smiled, knowing that her story, like the hospital she had transformed, was one of hope, love, and the unyielding belief that everyone deserved a chance to heal. In the twilight of her life, Sophia remained a beacon of hope and an unwavering symbol of resilience. The impact she had made on the world stretched far and wide, touching lives in ways she could never have imagined when her journey began. Yet, as she approached her final years, she knew there was still one more chapter to write, not just in her own story, but in the story of the world she had worked so hard to transform. Sophia dedicated her remaining energy to creating a global initiative through her foundation. Called the Healing Humanity Project, it aimed to bring equitable healthcare to the most underserved and forgotten regions of the world. The project established mobile clinics in remote areas, trained local healthcare workers, and developed community-led systems of care that empowered people to take charge of their health. As the project gained momentum, Sophia found herself reflecting on the roots of her mission. One day, during an interview for a documentary about her life, she was asked, "What drives you to keep going after all these years?" Sophia smiled, her voice steady but soft. "Because I know what it feels like to be denied care, to feel invisible, to wonder if you even matter. That feeling changes you. But I also know the power of being seen, of being cared for, of being told that you matter. And I want everyone to know that feeling. That's what drives me. Her words, like so many others she had spoken over the years, resonated deeply. The documentary, titled From Rejection to Revolution, The Sophia Carter Story, became a rallying cry for advocates, inspiring a new wave of activism and reform around the world. As her health began to decline, Sophia made one final visit to the hospital that now bore her name. She walked its halls slowly, her steps measured but purposeful. The staff, patients, and visitors she passed greeted her with warm smiles and heartfelt words of gratitude. It was a place transformed, a living testament to her vision and determination. In the children's room, Sophia paused to visit a young girl named Layla, who was recovering from surgery. Layla's parents had returned to Sophia earlier, sharing their gratitude for the care their daughter had received. When Sophia entered the room, Layla's face lit up with a smile. "You are Sophia Carter," Layla said, her voice filled with awe. "The doctors said you made this hospital." Sophia knelt beside her, taking the girl's small hand in hers. "Not just me, Layla," she said gently. "A lot of people made this happen. People who care about making the world a kinder place. And you are part of that world now." Layla beamed, her spirit as bright as the sunlight streaming through the window. For Sophia, moments like this were the essence of everything she had fought for. A few months later, surrounded by her closest friends, family, and colleagues, Sophia passed away peacefully. Her loss was felt deeply, but her legacy continued to thrive. The hospital she had transformed, the foundation she had built, and the lives she had touched were all enduring testaments to her life's work. In the weeks that followed, tributes poured in from around the world. From government leaders and healthcare professionals to ordinary people whose lives had been changed by her advocacy, the messages shared a common thread. Gratitude for a woman who had turned her pain into purpose and her rejection into a revolution. One of the most touching tributes came from Alex, the young transgender man Sophia had met during her hospital rounds. Now a doctor himself, Alex spoke at a memorial service held in her honor. "Sophia didn't just build a hospital," he said. "She built a world where people like me could exist, thrive, and feel seen. She showed us that love and determination can change everything." Sophia's legacy extended far beyond her lifetime, carried forward by the people and institutions she had inspired. The Healing Humanity Project continued to expand, reaching millions of people across the globe. The hospital remained a beacon of hope, its staff dedicated to upholding the principles of equity and compassion that Sophia had championed. And in the hearts of those who knew her story, Sophia Carter lived on not just as a name or a memory, but as a reminder that even in the face of the greatest obstacles, one person can make an extraordinary difference. Though Sophia Carter's life had come to an end, her story was far from over. The seeds she had sown continued to grow, inspiring countless individuals and communities to embrace the values she had fought for. Her name became synonymous with resilience, compassion, and the transformative power of standing up for what is right. The Sophia Carter Foundation expanded its efforts, launching new programs in her memory. One such initiative, the Carter Scholars Program, provided full scholarships to transgender and non-binary students pursuing careers in healthcare and advocacy. The program didn't just fund education, it also offered mentorship, supportness, and leadership training, ensuring that the next generation of changemakers had the tools they needed to succeed. In addition to the scholarship program, the foundation established Sophia's sanctuary, a series of clinics dedicated to providing comprehensive care for marginalized communities. These clinics operated on a sliding scale, ensuring that no one was turned away due to financial constraints. Each location was designed to be a safe, welcoming space, reflecting the values of dignity and respect that Sophia had championed throughout her life. The Healing Humanity Project continued to thrive as well, expanding into new regions and forging partnerships with governments, NGOs, and local leaders. Mobile clinics delivered life-saving care to remote villages, while community health programs empowered individuals to take charge of their well-being. The project's success was a testament to Sophia's belief that real change came from collaboration and empathy. Sophia's story also found its way into classrooms, boardrooms, and creative works. Her life was chronicled in books, documentaries, and even a feature film, each capturing the spirit of her journey and the impact of her legacy. Schools used her story as a teaching tool, inspiring students to think critically about justice, equality, and the role they could play in creating a better world. At the hospital that bore her name, her memory was honored in a particularly meaningful way. The Sophia Carter Healing Garden, a tranquil space filled with flowers, trees, and benches, became a place for patients, staff, and visitors to reflect and find peace. A flag in the garden read, "In memory of Sophia Carter, a visionary leader, a compassionate soul, and a force for change. May her legacy remind us that every act of kindness has the power to transform the world." On the 20th anniversary of her passing, a global summit was held in her honor, bringing together leaders, activists, and healthcare professionals from around the world. The event celebrated the progress made since Sophia's time and outlined bold new initiatives to continue her work. Speakers shared stories of lives changed by her efforts, each testament to the enduring impact of her vision. Among the attendees was Alex, now a seasoned doctor and the director of one of Sophia's sanctuary clinics. As he stood on the summit stage, he addressed the crowd with a heartfelt message. Sophia Carter taught us that the greatest changes begin with the smallest acts of courage. She turned rejection into revolution, pain into purpose, and struggle into strength. Let us honor her legacy not just with words, but with action. Let us continue her fight for a world where every person, regardless of who they are, is treated with the dignity and care they deserve. The applause was deafening, a powerful affirmation of the work that lay ahead. And as the summit concluded, it was clear that Sophia's spirit lived on not just in the initiatives she had started, but in the hearts and minds of those who carried her vision forward. In the quiet moments that followed, a new generation of leaders reflected on the path Sophia had paved. They knew the journey was far from over, but they were ready to walk it, guided by her example. And as they took their first steps, they carried with them the belief that had defined her life, that even in the face of the greatest challenges, love, resilience, and determination could change the world.